Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We are here joining you now live to get ready to this juicy top four. It's happening in Europe right now in the northern region. My name is Mike Ross, and I am joined here with Viram. Viram, how goes it today?
It's going great today, Mike. It has been an eventful bracket, not quite as large, but definitely very, very stacked comparative to the EU West bracket. We have a ton of talented players, and this is definitely going to be a real exciting top four. We're going to have quite a good character variety as well coming in with our players.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens. Sometimes when you get a pool of less players, that means they're all killers here. Everybody's a shark, so you're going to have to really battle it out to get to the very end here. And if we can, let's take a look at the brackets and see what the journey has been thus far. Looking at some of these players, I would imagine this is more your familiar territory, Viram. Are you surprised at all by who has made it into top four thus far?
In terms of the winners' side, I definitely would have had Svampen and Miri as the two favorites to make it into winners' finals. Svampen, widely regarded as one of the best players in Europe. Zetamain actually went to Evo earlier this year, ended up placing 17th, had a pretty great run there. Meanwhile, Miri is also an incredibly strong player, has jumped between a few different characters, but has been settling lately on the Eustace. So not a character that we see all too often, but nonetheless, definitely the best Eustace in Europe. And then on the other side of things, Marjin Shinhan and Ariet. Now, you mentioned before, you yourself know who Marjin Shinhan is, obviously writer for Event Hubs, but also very, very solid in this game with the Matera, like we saw last time, nice. More Matera action. Okay. Meanwhile, Ariet, opposite side of the spectrum, we have the flittery flying Matera. Ariet plays Vasaraga, the big Titanic Hulk of a man, tearing his way up into that top four.
That is, I'm looking forward to that. I'll admit to my bias right now. I always want to see Vasaraga players do some damage and do some work. So, not saying that I'm rooting, but I am excited to see some high-level Vasaraga play.
Yes.
I'll keep it professional. And just a reminder to everybody, all the players that participated in this tournament will be receiving exclusive in-game prizes. And of course, you watching, if you are not entered in any of these tournaments, make sure you go to bit.ly/GBVS League to find out if there's a tournament coming up in your region, and you can too sign up and receive one of these prizes right away. I mean, this is just a list among more prizes in case you win, come out on top, but here's something, you get something. Yes. Just for even trying, which most people are afraid to do, is even try,
So yep, we got 6 more qualifiers left. 2, I believe. Well, 1 more for both EU West and EU North after this, and then 2 for both EU South and EU East.
That's correct. And there's people right now in the chat room, and I think some of them said that, I only have 3 minutes. I have to leave. Viram, I did this last time. Just really don't like to do spoilers, but sometimes you have the script. You were working hard on it last night. Do you have the person that's going to win the whole tournament? Are you allowed to share that right now, or do you want to wait? It's totally up to you.
Well, I mean, as the careful curator of the script, I've been very, very conscious to make sure that my decisions are thorough and yes. well researched.
Yes.
So this time, the script says that Svampen is going to come out on top, but it's going to be some excellent gameplay from all of our competitors nonetheless.
Excellent. So for those of you that had to go, now you know, please don't spread that on over the internet. Don't leak it now. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. Personally, as I kind of mentioned it to you as well. I am excited to watch Majin play. I've watched, and read many of his articles over the years, and I'm sorry if he gets offended by me saying this. This will actually be one of the first times I've seen him really in action in a high level situation. I know he's won tournaments and done a lot of great stuff, But now you know I get to see the him when he's sweating, you know.
Yeah,
When the pressure's on.
a bunch of our players here in this top four, in fact throughout this top eight to be honest, we actually have a bit of a mix. Some of them have been very established fighting game players across the years. I know Svampin and Miri were both very, very good at Guilty Gear Xrd, both Jacko and Venom players respectively. Margin, as you mentioned, a bunch of different games. Currently he's playing as well King of Fighters, but also played a lot of Sam Show, 2019 one. Ariat, I think, actually is more focused primarily on Granblue Fantasy Versus, but you know, it's just a testament to how good all of these players are. You know, there's such a variety in player experience, but nonetheless so much high level talent regardless.
Right. Yeah. So you know, I always like to see that it's getting boiled down to the end here. It's one thing to, you know, have your slew of games and be very strong in all of them, but now, you know, we're down to the top four, so this is when, you know, it's got to go big or go home here.
Yep.
Everybody wants to try to get that qualifier spot. We shall see momentarily. I believe both players are still in the training room getting everything ready to go, so we will be spying in on that and seeing what's happening very shortly. And if it's possible, can we take a look at that bracket one more time?
Yeah, just to see which set is coming up first. I believe, I want to say it's Svampin Miri first. I think we're starting with the winners finals and then moving on to the loser side of things afterwards. And in addition to that, in case you missed our previous qualifiers, only the grand finals will be a 1st to 3 set. Every other set prior to that is going to still be 1st to 2.
That's right. And you did say this is Svampin. This is his tournament.
Yes, that's what I believe. Anyway. Okay. That's what the script has told me.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, I get it. It's out of our hands now. It's even out of the players' hands. So they just gotta follow according to the script. Oh man, it's exciting. So far, you're 100% with all your writing. So nobody's gotten out of pocket. I think we'll continue to do so. Everybody that is watching right now, do you have your picks as well? Are you surprised at all by the picks that Viram has made? Oh, we're about to find out. First game right now is Vampin versus Miri. This is the winners finals. Only 2 out of 3, as Viram mentioned. Here we go.
Society battle. This is what we're going to see a lot of from Miri. We're going to see a lot of this full screen gameplay using the plethora of projectiles that Eustace has just to keep Svampin at bay. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes to pin Zeta down since she does have a bevy of ways to stall in midair. She has great mobility options. Svampin finding out of not able to get the anti-air.
Definitely like the Eustace. Miri's playstyle with Eustace.
Lovely use of the close combat follow-up to get the anti-air right there. Unfortunately, not able to follow up after the rush. Would have been big damage if he got the slow kill afterwards. The pressure coming out, but great 2H coming out from Miri to seal the first round.
It's just filling out, you know, plenty of time to adapt.
Yep. Svampin wanted to ramp up the pace ever so slightly just to make it more difficult for Miri to establish that game plan. There's a safe jump, good tech on the throw.
Oh, nope.
Yeah, big 2H, but I think charges that slow kill a little bit too long. Probably thought that was a count hit right there and unable to get the extension.
So essentially, Eustace was holding down the charge too long, and that's what causes the projectiles to reflect out.
Yeah, oh, La Malady, the big overhead coming out for Svampin. Complete reversal of what we saw in the previous round. Yeah. Svampin taking out very cleanly.
So just cleaning up some of the mistakes, making some adjustments.
Already once again, we're seeing the variation in how these two players jump. That time
There it
doesn't
is.
overextend
Yeah.
on the charge. Gets the full carry into the corner, and look at all that damage tacked on.
Oh, good tech.
Very important attack right there. Since he had the Rat Race grenade attached onto him, he would have been able to get a combo in that corner if that throw wasn't tagged. Ooh. Lovely use of the rush right there to relieve that pressure. Once again, we're seeing the full screen gaming come out from the two of these players.
Yeah, there it is.
Lovely anti-air using the spear. Can get an extension. Great use of the far light. Into the overdrive setup.
Nice.
Overdrive back. Both players not going to be taking any chip. Big opening for Miri. Not going to confirm into SPA though. Oh, but the run-up throw.
Always respectable. Always respect a run-up throw. Not gonna
No
go for anything
hesitation from
flashy.
Miri whatsoever. Challenging the round start right there. Bit of a trade.
Set up.
Good punish on the 2-2M in the air. Very, very nice. So
A lot
Miri
of
just,
pressure.
yeah, Miri just doing a really great job just finding his opportunities to really capitalize on his offense, but never overextending. Great anti-air again.
I got look just confident and comfortable, just backing up, taking, being super patient in this matchup. That looked like Miri had complete control there. Not worried about nothing.
Miri doing a superb job setting the pace. This is definitely not quite what I was expecting to see here. I was expecting to see a little bit more back and forth. I mean, we did see that in the previous game, but Swampin having a bit of a hard time getting his offense going the way he wants. Miri doing such a superb job on defense.
Let's see. Spampin here is just trying to make the set a little bit entertaining, giving a sense of false confidence here for Miri. See, he's applying extreme pressure.
That's a crucial opening right there.
Okay.
Getting
And
the
Miri is
blocks.
blocking. Yeah, Miri's been blocking all of those overhead.
Nonetheless, the challenge from Swampin right there with the close light. Very nice, balanced the risk reward up there, chose to challenge in that situation, made sure to get the round thanks to it. These two just playing this long distance neutral.
Yeah.
Steady war of attrition, definitely in the favor of Miri right now.
Ooh.
2H, no follow up, but the big overhead again, this time from Miri.
That was such a good overhead. I think that's the first overhead Miri went for in the entire set.
Yeah. Just this pressure now coming out from Miri. Swampin
right.
good on defense. Swampin is definitely capable of making this comeback if he just gets that key opening to force Miri into the corner and start that key Zeta Oki. He can make this comeback, but slowly but surely he's being whittled away. Goes for the OD. Willing to bet it all right here. Oh, whiff on the far medium. Unfortunate for Swampin, and Miri is going to take it and advance to grand finals on the winner's side.
Oh man, it's okay. It's okay, just trying to get a dramatic conclusion here. All things were going to plan. This was a little bit unexpected, at least from the notes that you sent me. But nonetheless, I think Miri played absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Nothing you can say about it. Played at first round was pretty patient, like you were saying, going to play more of a zoning style gameplay, and then once that kind of it did pan out, but it was completely just mixing it up with everything. It was just a little bit too much for Swampin to adjust to in a 2 out of 3 set.
Yeah, Miri definitely did an excellent job just kind of executing the game plan that he wanted to throughout that entire set. And to be honest, Miri is absolutely a player who is capable of defeating anybody in Europe on a good day. So even though Swampin was the favorite going into that set, I definitely am not too surprised at Miri being able to take that there.
Gotcha.
Good stuff to him, of course, once again. And now I believe we should be moving on to the loser side of things with Marjin Tenshinhan and Ariat.
And then
Terra versus Vasaraga.
Yes, yeah, I was about to say this is Matera versus Vasaraga. Oh man, oh god. So I like to believe that this is, and again, this is coming from a really less than mediocre, possibly awful player. I like to believe that Vasaraga really struggles versus Matera in this game. Please tell me if that is accurate, further saying from the truth. Do I know what I'm talking about, or am I totally wrong? Do you have any enlightenment on that?
I think a lot of what it's going to come down to is when and where Ariet's going to get those opportunities to properly armor up. If you can get that armor up, if you can find the opportunity to thread the needle against the onslaught of projectiles and the hops from Matera, then I think that's going to make a huge difference. That will give him an avenue to approach and get in, and once he forces his way in, it becomes very difficult for Matera to get out, because that Vasaraga offense is overwhelming and incredibly rewarding.
Yes, yeah, I want to see Vasaraga take them hard stomps in and just, swing that axe or a scythe and get 90% off a couple hits. I always love to see that, but I know it's a struggle and an uphill battle to even get in there. Plus, I did see that recent tier list mention of Vasaraga being S tier, so maybe it is. Maybe there's something that I just don't fully see. But I do like what you said. We're gonna see if Aret will be able to get those moments to armor up and have a chance.
It's also worth noting that both of these players are quite frequent commentators for this game. Ariet does a lot of commentary for our Monday weeklies, as well as various other events. Shout out to the Hard Edge weeklies. They're great, not so much big competitive tournaments, but they're wonderful kind of first to 5 exhibitions of various player levels so that people can improve together. And then Marjin Shinhan has also been working events, creating the Clash of Champions series, where he gets the highest level players to come together and battle it out in big exhibition matches in Europe.
Shout out to them, keeping the scene alive. Now here we go already. Majin Shinhan is just all over RF's face. There it goes. That's the stomps.
Good sweep right there. One notable thing about Majin Shinhan's Matera is that it's, I would say, among the most aggressive of the high-level Materas. He's not one to just kind of sit back and play that game of inches. He wants to really capitalize on that reward, get those knockdowns, set up those butterflies as quickly as he can, and force you into the corner so he can get that offense running. There's the opening with the 2L. Knockdown. Oh, catches the spot dodge on Wake Up with the butterflies. Majin Shinhan taking the first round.
This is just that's kind of what I was expecting to see. Once you get pressured like that, it's just you're just watching Matera do work as a Vasaraga.
Alright, getting these openings. Works his way in. He goes for the frame trap with the close medium. That's a good chunk of damage right there. Safe jump, but the throw immediately on Wake Up to relieve that pressure. Good block on the overheads. Great blocks coming out from Ariet.
So much pressure.
Majin Shinhan, unrelenting, works his way through with the rush. Very, very nice. Ariet taking the second round.
So sick. I love the confidence.
Yeah, you have to play with that level of confidence as Vass in this matchup, otherwise Matera is going to just have a field day. Lovely challenge, noticing that the armor wasn't up, willing to challenge with Majin Shinhan.
Doesn't fall for the frame trap setup there.
Oh, that's a big counter hit, but not able to convert, unfortunate. Probably expected the close medium there. Great air throw coming out from Ariet. Alright, also sitting on full meter, he has access to 2 rushes, 2 back shifts, or if he wants to OD and go for the big ender right there. Speaking of which, Majin coming out with the OD.
Overhead, okay. Successful overhead. Oh no, never mind.
First game going to Ariet. We saw Majin tried to escape after getting hit by the overhead, probably tried to fuzzy jump back and gets caught by close light in doing so. Right now, this is a great position for Margin, just forcing Ariat to the side, but Ariat finally escapes. Lovely anti-air with the 2H right there. Not able to continue the combo though, unfortunate. Important trade for Ariat right there, but again, just more than happy to go on the aggressive in all situations with Margin and just wants to maintain that corner position and that momentum. And this is a checkmate situation. You can't win here. Otero with overdrive, while she has you in the corner, you're at a sliver of health. Is
right.
If you win in that situation, then you probably deserve to win the whole game.
That's right. Oh, nice. Oh no.
Goes for the high follow up instead of the low. Oh, big air tear right there, but follow up again. Margin putting Ariat into the corner.
Defense, and now block
clipped by the empty low. The variation in that pressure, just sometimes it will just clip you. Too low again. Block.
It's just too much pressure right now. I'm calling for another checkmate. Oh, let me shut up.
Something that Margin has noticed as well is that Ariat is not really challenging those hops very often. It's a bit difficult as Vass, obviously, has a very slow 2H. Great command grab right there. But the challenge from Margin Tenshinhan, bold in that situation, and it's going to work out in his favor, taking game 2.
Almost brought it back to super close.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
So this is it right here. Match point. Or final game. Match point. It's kind of always going for that high swing.
Most likely anticipating Margin to want to jump away, so he wants to catch that very common defensive option for Matera. Very nice in the interception right there. Bulldoes his way in. Almost gets a 2H to catch the escape. Margin is out and now applying the pressure. Double hop this time. Again! Real hard time challenging at the Vass 2H. Very slow. The OD exchange.
Nice!
Oh, critical roll right there. That was so crucial. That's going to be the round. Doesn't even need to combo into SBA. Just finishes it with the M command grab finisher. And now Ariat 1 away from advancing to losers finals. Challenge again. He's picking really good times to challenge with these far lights. Ooh, very important jump for Margin. He has to fight for his life right now. Good challenge. Oh, I like the idea to throw just to mix that up into the offense, but potentially one more gambit. Alright, tries to read that wake up OD with the spot dodge, but Margin wisely delaying it. The overhead goes for the SSBA. I think he's committed to running forward. That's not going to avoid all of it. Still, even with that, Margin in a bit of a hard situation. And the rush clipping Margin. Unfortunate, not able to maintain that offense right there. Ariat moving forward into losers finals 2-1.
That is absolutely surprising. Even at the tail end of that, I still thought that Margin had the advantage there. Even with the sliver of life, I wasn't expecting that rush forward though to come out, because again, that's what Matera wants to have Vasaraga right in that corner in there. But dang, I'm beyond surprised. You kind of said what needed to happen, what Ariat needed to do, and like perfectly according to the script, followed the game plan, and it worked out. That was amazing play. Amazing play.
Yeah. Excellent performance so far from Ariat, and I think he's kind of out of this top 4. He's probably sort of seen as the underdog. You know, not to say that he's not strong or anything, because obviously we quite clearly saw that he's a very strong player, but I just think the other 3 in this top 4 have been more established, and even throughout this top 8, we had players like Godflash Thunder, who didn't quite make it to the top 4, but had an incredible, is an incredible player nonetheless. Not quite making it to the top 4.
Yeah, again, you know, when it's when you get a smaller player base where everybody is hungry for it, sometimes blow-ups happen during the brackets. So congrats to everybody that has made it thus far. Um, Again, Majin, sorry you had to go out like that. You went out shooting. You went out like a true soldier. Um, so props to you and congratulations for making it thus far.
Yep. Great job. And I also want to quickly mention that Margin had to run a Narmaya gauntlet in order to get here. He beat Godflash in winners. His first round was also Narmaya, and then he had to fight Myon in losers, who also plays Narmaya, and that's what got him to that loser semi set. The only people he lost to were people who weren't playing Narmaya in Miri and just now, of course, Ariet and Vasaraga.
Got you. So, he was kind of mixed up already. He was ready for more Narmayas and then got thrown a curveball. Wasn't quite ready for it. Thanks. So, uh, if we can now, can we bring up the brackets? Possible? Yes. Losers finals is going to be Vampin versus Aret. We're going to see Zeta versus Vasaraga. Is that correct?
Yep.
And any general understandings of how this matchup might go?
Admittedly, this is one of those matchups that I haven't actually seen too much at higher level. Both these characters, not while not necessarily super uncommon, super uncommon, they're also not the most common, and they have like very specific, dedicated representatives. If it was just down to a player matchup kind of thing, once again, I would have Svampen. I'd give Svampen the edge, but with how Ariat was able to play that previous set, he's going in with momentum. He definitely has a chance here to take it to Svampen, but Svampen, incredibly high level player.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely wrong about the last matchup, so I'm probably going to be wrong about this one. But I would generally think that Aret will have a much better time going against Zeta than Matara. But like I said, I was wrong about the last one. I thought it was going to be quite a wash going the other way. So in this one, who knows? Plus, as you said, Vampin is absolutely ridiculous. And, if all is going according to the script, then we do know what's going to happen. But it is going to be... I'm definitely, excited to see if Aret can get around Vampin's crazy Zeta play.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly important to see who sets the pace between these two players. I think if Ariat is able to properly armor up, he's able to prevent Svampen from moving the way he wants to. He gets those anti-airs out. He's able to use the EX March and pin her in the corner. Momentum will definitely swing in his favor. But if instead Svampen is able to control the pace, use those lasers to harass, vary the timings and the options that he uses in the air to work his way in, it's going to be a completely different story.
Yep. Player can only block for so long before they get exhausted, so see what's going on with that. Outside of that, okay. Before we jump into this match, though, we are going to take a quick break, and when we return, we will be seeing Vampin versus Aret. Everybody sit tight. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are moments away from getting into the losers finals match. But just a quick recap right now. We did see Svampen take an L versus Miri in the winner side early. Yeah, Miri had Eustace and just kind of played a terrific zoning match and rushdown. Still, one of my favorite moments was constantly pressuring and trying to go for those tick throws, if you will, and then hitting that big overhead just changed the entire matchup. I think that was the big confidence shift right there. And then on the loser side, we had Majin Tenshinhan versus Aret, and we got to see some Vasaraga versus Matera. I always love to see Vasaraga. I am a bit biased with that, and seeing Vas come out on top during a very maybe Majin might disagree with me, but I would say a very difficult matchup. It was great to see that. But, don't worry, Majin. You do have a number on the board, whereas most people that lost, as you can see, got swept.
Yeah, a lot of 2-0s earlier in the bracket, but a lot of great sets nonetheless. And of course, coming up, as mentioned before, we have the losers finals between Svampen and Aret. Zeta versus Vasaraga, society battle. In fact, this whole top three is society with Eustace sitting in grand finals as well.
Oh, is it getting that lore going?
Yep. They're all part of the same group.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are the three characters in this game that are part of the group called the Society. So very interesting to see them in top three. Very rarely do you see that happen because you don't usually see Eustace of all characters in top threes.
Yeah, so this is it's going to be a matchup. We're going to see, Aret's going to have his defense put to the test. Svampen's going to have to make sure that it doesn't allow Aret to get in close proximity, because once that happens, it's a very dangerous situation. So this is going to be an ultimate battle here, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I believe our players are ready. The match is about to be underway. As we said before, Zeta versus Vasaraga. Svampen is actually proficient with a good number of characters. He has a very strong Vera. He's got a very strong Soriz. And he's just very good with a lot of the casts in this game. But in tournament, you'll pretty much always just see him on Zeta. And Aret, I've never seen him on any other character than Vasaraga. I feel like the Vasaraga mains are pretty loyal to the character.
That's right. Go big or go home. So here we go.
And another fun thing to note is that Svampen actually uses the Beatrix color for Zeta, who's another society member. So, if that character ever got added to the game, she's one of the most popular ones, then that's who you'll probably see Svampen switch to.
Nice.
Svampen with the opening gambit, now forcing Aret into the corner. But a great answer back from Aret, just to return to neutral with the command grab.
Love how one of Zeta's greatest mind games is just empty jump lowing.
Yep. Good challenge on the command grab right there. I believe that was command grab going to come out from Aret. Now, corner carry with the pogo and the overhead. The Malady strikes for the third time in this top four. That's a lot of damage. Is that going to be enough to get the KO? Yes, it is, even with the extra health on Vasaraga's side.
That pressure is going to be the key component, I think, in this matchup. Nice.
I like him now.
Ooh. Space perfect.
Grab. Oh, unfortunately, just a little bit too early on that second one.
Look at that.
At the empty low, as you said, coming out again.
Oh, nice.
Lovely reprieve right there with the back shift. Just tries to take his turn with the rush, but again, whipping on. Wow, that was such an aggressive overhead right there. The Melody coming out again.
Was able to dash in, held it down for a few seconds before hitting the overhead. Still got enough life here to make something happen. Oh, good patience, good blocks. Oh!
Goes for the immediate JM, knowing that he can get that against a tall character like Vasaraga. Svampen taking the first game. That was definitely a tough situation at the end for Aret right there, not having any meter to work with to to have an opportunity to relieve that pressure from Svampin made it real difficult. Doesn't fall for the shimmy, but gets caught by the EX Infinite Wonders. There's going to be a full corner combo again. Svampin looking poised to potentially get a perfect here. Here's the sweep into the SBA. Not enough just yet.
Uh-oh.
Sliver, we're going to see a rush. Yep, there it is.
Oh, no. But try to spot dodge it. It's not enough.
Yeah, the
Svampin.
aggressive gambit right there from Svampin.
I guess
Very,
we're
very
seeing,
nice.
yeah, we're seeing Svampin coming back from the losers bracket. Definitely wants that run back versus Mary in the grand finals. But this is Aret's moment to not allow that to happen. Stand up for yourself.
Lovely use of the Rhapsody right there. EX Rhapsody just to counter the shoulder charge coming in. Not able to extend off of that Spear of Arvis. Still Svampin in a great position. Ooh, swift punish versus the far light.
Good blocks.
This time
Not
using take throw from the stagger pressure.
Yep. Just going to take the throw and not worry about trying to get counter hit with the overhead. But I think this is going to be it. Yes.
Yep, that right there is the trap that Zeta sets for you. Despite the fact that she's not plus in that situation, unlike a lot of other EX projectiles, she can go for the EX Rhapsody to challenge attempts at buttons, and then obviously she can counter and convert into a full corner combo. That's what we saw there. Excellent stuff to Svampin, moving on to get his run back with Miri in grand finals.
Yeah. And again, you know, this is why I technically over 2 in those predictions. You know, I should have just read the script. You had all the answers laid out there, but I thought that this might be an easier matchup or easier thing for Aret to deal with, but Svampin had that controlled ridiculously. And it's probably due to a little bit of the hunger, just wanting to get the run back versus Mary in grand finals. And that also plays a big factor. You know, your mindset is just as important going into as, your actual matchup ability. So we're going to see a run back in grand finals, and this one will be 3 out of 5, whereas Svampin will have to win 2 sets, convincing sets, in order to be the champion here today.
Yeah, of course, this does grant him, it being first to 3, grants him a little bit more time to adapt to what Miri has in store with the Eustace this time round. However, the same can be said about Miri adapting to Svampin, not to mention, of course, he has an extra set to work with, so Svampin is really going to have to play on fire if he wants to be able to take this set over Miri.
I mean, since I'm 0 for 2, I'm going to throw one more out there. I really think that Miri, from the way it looked in winners finals, I don't see how Miri will lose this grand final set because of the abilities to play so patiently from the full range game and had great control in the close range. So, I'm going to throw that out there. If I just cursed all 3 players, I apologize in advance. But it's just what I'm seeing. It makes sense.
Understandable. We'll have to wait and see.
That's right. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely excited and can't wait to see what kind of adaptations Svampin has made from the first encounter versus Miri here. So we will be getting underway in that in just a moment. Again, want to thank everybody that has tuned in and is watching thus far, wanting to see some of the best players in Northern Europe square off and try to be the champion here today.
Yep, it has been an eventful bracket. Lots and lots of talented players making their way through various sides of the brackets. Of course, we are down to our last 2 here, with Miri on the winner's side of grand finals and Svampin on the loser's side. And honestly, aside from that winner's final set, this has played out very similar, very much how I would have expected to so far. But Miri off to a strong start again, harassing with those projectiles.
Very similar start to the first time they played.
Swampin at the moment just having a real hard time getting into that range where he can start harassing with his medium normals, those long-reaching pokes, but Miri just playing the defensive game so well, knowing exactly when to commit and when not to. A convincing first round coming out from Miri.
Battle 2. Engage.
I really like this playstyle. This is awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I think
calm,
lovely
nice
use of
anti-air.
the 2HH right there. That's something that Eustace has access to. He can use a follow-up shot on his 2H as well as his 5H, the far 5H.
There it is. I'm about to say training for the stick throw, and is probably going to go for an overhead soon, but a little bit too soon. Probably could have held that for a couple rounds.
Right, now it's Svampin's turn. Managing to get that super jump out the corner has been absolutely crucial. He now gets to start his combos. Goes for the OD setup. Oh, but the rush to relieve the pressure. Took on the throw. He needed that, but he missed the second one. Miri taking the first game.
Oh, it looked like a little stutter step in there before going for the throw. Nice work from Miri.
Very nice. Slight delay to throw off Svampin's defensive timing.
Look at this. I'd like to see that we're taking a little bit of a moment here before going straight into the rematch. Thinking about what happened, processing the match, figuring out what adjustments you need to make, or my button's not working. It's one or the other.
Well, it didn't seem like Svampin was making execution errors. Just Miri was just a little bit ahead in terms of the decision making. So we may even see something like a character swap here coming out from Svampin. I'm not quite sure who we would opt for in this particular scenario. As I mentioned before, he has a good number of characters in his back pocket, but like I would say his second strongest is Soriz, and I can't imagine him wanting to switch Soriz into Eustace at this juncture. So,
and is that because, you know, Soriz is a character that has to get in close range?
Yes,
and Eustace
exactly.
has all of the tools in the world to be like, haha, you know, good luck. Good luck trying to get in on me. Yeah, well, maybe he has just taking a little moment, a little breather, trying to figure out if we're going to see a character swap or if we're just going to go straight in. I don't know what Svampin could do in this kind of situation.
Yeah, Svampin, I do really like the decision. Okay, sticking with the Zeta. I like the decisions just to take a breather right there. I feel like Svampin, for as good as he is, he's an incredibly good player. He's definitely one that can get in his own head sometimes.
Well, it looks like, I was going to say, it looks like Svampin's trying to take a more patient approach.
Big jump in right there, gets the first hit that he needs. He's going to get a full combo here. Doesn't extend past that hit of H.
Pressure.
Lock on the spot dodge, on the rush.
Ooh.
I like that challenge a lot right there. Just Svampin, I think, playing with a bit of a renewed confidence. Great combo from the sweep. This should be enough to get the KO. One final hit here. There it is.
You know, Miri could be a little bit thrown off too by the pause in game, trying to figure out what was different, what changed, what did Svampin figure out.
Again, the anti-airs coming out from Miri have just been absolutely stellar between this set as well as the previous Winners Finals one. But Svampin's still able to find his way in every now and then and get these big openings. Real paramount that he maintains this offense right now. Nice use of the OD right there. No punish coming out from Miri either. Oh, there we go. The slight delay on the stagger to frame trap right there.
Patience. Yep. Walking back patiently.
Oh, 2L. The OD is almost run out, but a huge counter hit overhead right there. That is going to be a full damage combo into the SSBA. I think that's going to be enough to get Svampin in the game.
Yep.
Yes, that's enough. Tear down Zeta for the fans as well.
That's right. So now we saw a little bit of adjustment. There was a delay in game there. Look at that. Trying to figure it out here. Both players now blowing into their hands, trying to keep their hands warm.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Maybe ready to run it back. See what kind of adjustments made. Immediately opens up shooting. A little more aggressive already.
Wow, crucial sweep right there. Finally gets a tick throw. Miri's been doing a really good job tackling a lot of those throws, but finally gets caught by that one. Staggers lights. And a rush.
Yeah, again, just Miri taking that match, being more aggressive this time around.
Ooh, but just calls out that run from all the way across the screen for Svampin. Overdrive, got Miri cornered. Miri has no meter either. He's got to be really careful with how he plays defense here. Oh, that's a huge 2H, but no follow-up because of the awkward position.
Yeah.
Still, good position for Svampin right now. He can, of course, get the chip on the normals.
Extremely close. One of those next hit win scenarios.
Crucial medium right there, but he backshifts away. Still puts himself in the corner though. Svampin clipping it to take the round.
Battle 2. Engage.
That pause and momentum really changed things here. In favor of Svampin.
Again, seems like Svampin is trying to play very active, aggressive defense. He's getting frame trapped a lot as a result by these lights. But I think at the moment, he feels like he really needs to just be on the attack all the time. He needs to make sure that Miri is not getting anything that he wants to, so he's willing to challenge in these situations. Lovely anti-air right there.
That spacing was beautiful. And the reaction on that.
He comes out again, gets clipped again. Yeah, this should not get the KO after the lights. It's going to do a good chunk of damage though and leave Svampin in a very tough situation. Oh, doesn't punish the grab.
Nice. Yeah, try to get send another message with the run-up grab that we see Miri do a few times. But still got it, clutch it out with the anti-air.
Oh, he tried to shimmy out that range, but ended up stepping back into it.
It's not going to let up right now.
There we go, going for the raw throw this time. Hasn't really been going for that too often, usually opting for the tick throw. Lovely challenge with the 2M right there. Oh, but a challenge again from Svampin. Again, not allowing Miri to get any real momentum going. We're going to probably see a backshift soon. No, the OD finally coming out from Miri instead.
Oh,
the air-to-air interaction, putting Svampin in a ton of block stun right there. Combo into the SSBA is going to take the third game for Miri, and now only one away from becoming your EU North Qualifier 1 champion.
Oh man, that's gotta be frustrating for Svampin right there.
Yeah, real close. Just not ready for Miri to go for the overdrive in that situation. Probably wanted to aggressively press against a potential backshift as we've been seeing previously, but instead we got that.
What do you think Svampin needs to do here to try to bring the set around?
I think a lot of it comes down to being able to anti-air Miri himself, because in the few instances when Miri actually gets the jump, Svampin's not able to really contest that. The other thing right there is contesting or properly spot dodging against that option out of the 2-on-4 from Miri. The backward scatter shot does lose to spot dodge into a button.
Gotcha.
Big 2M.
Should be enough. Yep.
Svampin trying to keep the dream alive as long as possible.
I mean, of course, I know you have nothing to worry about, as you have been foretold what is going to happen. So we're just witnessing it play out right now. I still believe.
Yeah, speaking of the anti-airs, there was one right there. Good
with patience from Svampin. However, we were using this opportunity to shoot his way out. Oh, again with the great anti-air and spacing there.
Like trying to shimmy, wanted Svampin to fight with a grab, not going to give it to him. Nice 2M. No real big damage coming out afterwards though. Again, just clipping him in the shins. Oh, that's going to be a big punish. No! Doesn't go for the punish after the 214 L into H. Oh, but there's a punish on the rush at the very least. Going to combo into SBA, not SSBA. I think SSBA would have been enough to get the KO, but calls out the back shift. And Svampin evening this up 2-2.
Oh man. I'm in favor of what you said. I'm seeing the adjustments. Being able to make callouts like that on the back shift at the end there will give you enough confidence to be like, okay, I think I got this matchup now. I have my opponent on the ropes, on the defense. It's my turn.
Speaking of on the ropes, this is a great position for Svampin to be in, just keeping Miri in the corner, but the trade right there, real nice for Miri on the EX low kill. Doesn't tech the second throw. This time goes for the L follow-up after the 2-1-4. Oh, again, the anti-airs, they're so good. Eustace's ability to anti-air versus air stalls is so strong. Most characters usually have to commit a lot harder to reading the air stalls, but there's a very important 2L to be the start of that offense, but a great spot dodge!
You've been seeing the attempts to go for that spot dodge during the OD multiple times. We finally got success there.
Once again, the frame trap.
Oh no.
Feels like Svampin's defense is starting to crumble.
Yeah.
The full corner combo gets the reset, but no follow-up afterwards, and now Miri is in complete control.
Gosh. Still recovering from the spot dodge.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, that is the
Oh,
worst
no.
possible timing.
Oh no.
That is the worst possible timing for that to happen. Hopefully... Wait, no. Even if it was just spectator, because the spectator here was hosting the room, so the whole room would have fallen apart.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a horrible time for that to happen.
I'm trying to see where... Maybe that was an attempt to reset the entire bracket to 0-0 again? Oh no. Is Svampin gonna take the win? Do we know who or what was at fault? Did all the servers crash at once?
Seems it was a one of the players lost connection.
Oh man. Let me let's see here. Alright. Okay. So what we were witnessing, I mean, it looked to me, correct me if I'm wrong, was that potentially tournament set?
Yeah, that was definitely the tournament round right there. And Miri had so much momentum that it was probably if anything could have happened, it may have just been Svampin kind of calling it at the very end, but at the very least, you know, he still had a little bit of health to work with. He had meter to work with, so a comeback wasn't insurmountable. But with the way that Miri was playing and just kind of the way that those two were interacting, it definitely felt like Miri was on top that entire time. So it would have been really difficult for that comeback to happen.
Yeah, that was mid shot too. It looked like Miri was pulling the trigger there, and then looks like we had an unfortunate internet situation. Either server disconnect, somebody's computer might have crashed, or one person's internet just completely failed him at such a crucial moment.
Now, something that is quite funny that Miri likes to do. I don't think that was the case this time, but usually when Miri wins a set, he
Yes.
immediately Alt F4s the game. So you'll see like the match has ended as Miri wins the set, just so that he gets out of the game as quickly as possible. In fact, we saw that in the winners finals, but he wouldn't have done it there because obviously he didn't confirm the win yet.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. That's with authority. So we're waiting to see, get some updates and confirmation on how we're going to proceed and handle this. Everybody sit tight. And if we can, maybe we can get another look at the bracket to see thus far. No. We're just going to try to wait and figure out what we can do, what the resolution is going to be.
Okay.
All right. So it looks like we did get the update. The official ruling is Miri will be the winner there, will advance, because Svampen's internet just completely went away. So sad to see it in that way. But I mean, again, what we were seeing is Miri was kind of mid-shot there, and applying pressure. Had such a huge life lead, it would have been realistically, it would have been very difficult for Svampen to come back, but it is possible. Anything could have happened. So it will say, I'm going to go ahead and say that, Verum, I think your script was 100% accurate, but you just forgot to include, that the internet is always an issue.
Yep.
Right? Oh, man.
Yeah, there were just that factor wasn't taken into account. It wasn't quite ready for the net cut.
Right, exactly. So that's just a little bit unfortunate, but nevertheless, I mean, a huge congratulations to Miri. Outstanding play, a well-deserved win. Of course, nobody wants to win in that kind of fashion. Well, maybe in some case you do. You just don't care. You'll take a W by any means necessary. But it was a great set nonetheless. And I don't know if we will be able to get a chance to speak with Miri. I think we're going to try to find out if that is possible. So, sorry if I'm all in the way doing this. Oops. I just want to see if we are able to pull Miri aside. Okay. So actually we will not be able to grab an interview with Miri right now. So with that said, I do just want to give a huge congratulations to Miri. An outstanding performance. Ran through the bracket essentially. Never went to the loser side. So big props on that. And that's just outstanding play. Any final thoughts from yourself, Verum, on what you saw?
I mean, yeah, it definitely was a bit of a shame with the way that grand finals played out at the end. I personally would have loved to have had the potential of a second set, of a reset, but no point dwelling on it too much right now. Miri is nonetheless our champion. He played, as you mentioned, spectacularly throughout the bracket. But of course, well done to everybody who entered and competed here in this bracket today. We had a lot of great competition throughout the day, and there's going to be plenty more of it to come in the near future. Make sure to keep an eye out for upcoming qualifiers. Once, as I mentioned before, we have one more for EU West, one more for EU North, and two more for our other two EU regions, South and East. So make sure to keep an eye on those. And of course, if you're outside of Europe, we have the North American and Southeast Asian qualifiers as well. So plenty of Granblue Fantasy versus action coming up in the upcoming months.
That's right. Yeah. If you guys want to sign up still, all you got to do is sign up, enter the tournament, and you will be eligible to get exclusive in-game skins, just go to bit.ly/GBVS League for more information where you can find out the next tournament that will be in your area so you can sign up and participate and become a champion yourself. And with that, Viram, again, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. You're outstanding on the mic, and your knowledge is beyond comprehension. So I really appreciate it, man.
It's an absolute pleasure, man, and thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be here each time we get to do one of these. The next one, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's next week, but it's very soon. Is it next week? Is my calendar? I don't think it is.
Don't believe so. Yeah, I think it might be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a wait for the next European one, but nonetheless, it has been an absolute pleasure. Once again, thank you for having me, and shout outs to all of the production crew as well for putting these events on. Shout outs to everybody who's tuned in, as well as the Granblue Fantasy versus communities in general. You know, everyone who's watching at home, it has been a blast. And yeah, of course, thank you.
Yep, thank you all, and we will see you next time.